Good afternoon, this is Alan from GameDaySportsBlog.com bringing you another edition of Weekly Tidbits. It is June 12th and we're going to get it started by talking about the past few articles that we've put out on the website. The first one is arguing the case for induction for all-time great safety and Denver Broncos legend Steve Atwater. He's a hard-hitting safety who's got some serious talent and some serious ability to tackle. But are his statistics good enough to get him into Canton? That's what we argue in the first piece. Now the second piece, we stick with the NFL. We get away from defense and instead we go to the New York Jets and we argue for Ryan Fitzpatrick to become a highly paid quarterback. Now some of you might be thinking, well, he's not that good, but the Jets need him and he needs the Jets. No other team's offering him a starting spot. And the Jets aren't offering anybody else their starting quarterback position. He threw 31 touchdowns last season, and without him on the team, the Jets have to turn to Geno Smith. So it's pretty obvious that they need to pay him. As for our third article this week, we put it out about how good the Cubs are this season. They're on pace to be up there with the 1927 Yankees and the 2001 Seattle Mariners, who regular season finished with well over 100 wins. And they're led by National League Cy Young winner Jake Arrieta, John Lester on the mound, and of course the two big young power hitters, as you see here, Anthony Rizzo playing first base, and the other corner infield spots taken by righty Chris Bryant. So that's what we wrote about this week on GameDaySportsBlog.com. As for the first weekly tidbit we're going to talk about what I wrote about first. Cleveland has to shoot the ball well to win, and so far they haven't. They don't even stand a chance anymore because they can't shoot. In the one win that Cleveland has, they shot 48% from beyond the arc, and they shot 52.7% from the field in that game. Every other game, they are shooting under 47%. And in all of those games that they lose, they're shooting under 30% from the three-point line. So Golden State needs to keep doing what they're doing, and that's playing off the Cavs, letting them shoot the ball, because right now they're shooting themselves into losing. And it's not like they can drive into the basket and win. They don't have a true center. And more importantly, Golden State's putting 4 people down low, daring Cleveland to shoot to win. And it's not happening. So basically, give it up, Cleveland. Golden State already won the series. As for our second weekly tidbit, we take a look at one of my favorite college coaches, Charlie Strong. Now, he said earlier in an interview this week that Texas and Texas A&M are trying to bring back the rivalry. They're trying to schedule an out-of-conference game since Texas A&M moved to the SEC, and it was quite a rivalry. And they need to bring that back. The NCAA needs to bring back a few rivalries. They need to force teams to play each other. Texas A&M being one of them, and of course another one having to go old school Big 8 is Oklahoma and Nebraska. The days of Tom Osborne and Barry Switzer. That needs to happen again. That's one of the most historic rivalries in all of college football. And it's been dead since Nebraska left the Big 12, which is a shame. The NCAA needs to force teams to play each other, such as Notre Dame and Michigan. That rivalry needs to be brought back. Rocket Ishmael running back to touchdowns, Tim Brown running back to touchdowns. This needs to happen again. College football has gotten away from tradition, and it's hurt the sport. The NCAA needs to bring back rivalries. Now, as for what to watch next week in sports, you really don't have to pay too much attention to the NBA Finals. That series is basically over, even with Draymond Green being suspended. What you should be paying attention to, however, is the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins are one game away from clinching Sidney Crosby's second world title, something that'll put him up there with the greats of the game. But make no mistake about it, the Sharks are still very much in this series. They scored 4 goals last game, and that pushes them to Game 6, which they can win, which moves them to Game 7, which is anybody's call. So anyways, we thank you very much for watching GameDaySportsBlog.com's newest edition of Weekly Tidbits. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope you check out our website and read some of the great articles we have written up there. As for our funny sports video of the week, we leave you with the epitome of why the Phillies got the first draft pick in last week's MLB draft. Here it is.
Get to it.